Hi guys, welcome to Cheryl's Home Cooking, so let's get started. Welcome to Cheryl's Home Cooking, and today what I'm going to show you is how I make my homemade papaya jelly. So let's get started. So out of my papayas I'll remove all the seeds. This papaya jelly is really good. So all the seeds have been removed. Then cut the rind off. And these papayas are from my tree. Now I'll cut them up, put them in my blender because I need 5 cups of pureed papaya. Down to the last one. It usually takes about 1.5 of my papayas to make 5 cups. So you want to make sure and get all that green off. So now I'll puree all these papayas. So now I'll puree my papaya. Five cups is right here, so I'm this much short, so I'll go cut another papaya. So now I have 5 cups of pureed papaya. I have my 5 cups of sugar off to the side. I also need 1/4 of a cup of orange juice or lime juice, so I used orange juice. On my stove I have an extra pot of just hot water in case if I need to fill my canner. In the back there I have a small pot to sterilize my lids, and the pot in front is 5 cups of pureed papaya. To the 5 cups of pureed papaya, I'll add in my orange juice. One packet of the pectin. You'll mix this and bring this to a rolling boil. When it comes to a rolling boil, that's when I'll add in my 5 cups of sugar. So just keep stirring this, and I'm scraping the sides as well. So I have my burner on medium. In my microwave, I have my jars about halfway filled with hot water. I want to keep my jars hot. So you just want to keep stirring this. When it comes to the first rolling boil, that's when I'll add in the 5 cups of sugar. Keep stirring it, and then wait for it to come to another rolling boil and wait 1 minute. This is actually the first time I'm making papaya jelly. My papayas were all ripe on the tree, and I picked them before we got the freeze. So my papayas were pretty big, so it took about 1.5 papayas to make 5 cups of pureed juice. You can see it coming to a boil. I have my 5 cups of sugar ready. Alright, that's good. So now I'll add in my 5 cups of sugar. Mix it good so all the sugar gets melted in. You can see it changed the color of the papaya. It really lightened it up. And you'll give this a water bath for 10 minutes in your canner. I'll go check on my jars in the microwave. If you get any foaming on top, you can add in a teaspoon of butter. That'll help reduce the foaming. So I'll add in a teaspoon. And just mix the butter around. You can see it coming to a little boil here, but you want a rolling boil. It's almost there. And then you'll mix this for 1 minute at a rolling boil. I'm at the rolling boil stage, so now I'll set my timer for 1 minute. Smells good already. My minute is up, so now I'll turn my burner off. Take the papaya jelly off of the burner. I'll take my jars out of the microwave. They're really hot. There's one. It might take just the 2 quarts. If there's any extra, I'll just leave it off in a bowl. Now I'll fill my jars. Wow, this looks good. And just think, I just grew this on my tree. If there's not enough to fill a 3rd jar, I'll just leave it off to the side and then add it to my next batch that I'm making. Yeah, there's not going to be enough for a 3rd one. Just fill it a little bit more. Now I'll pick up my pot and put the rest in my bowl. Yeah, there's not much left. I'll get rid of this. Now I have a clean towel here and I put some white vinegar on it. I want to clear off the rim and around the outside. I want to make sure I get a good seal on these before I put them in my canner. You want to use a clean towel each and every time. Just make sure it's cleaned all around and the tip of it. I have my lids in my pan. So now I'll go get my lids. Put my lid on top. Get my screw caps and just put them on hand tight. Now I'll take what I call my grabber, put them in my canner. I'll take my lid off, put it off to the side. Place my jars in. And I need to add some water because you want to make sure that the tops of the lids are covered. So I'll add in some extra water. That's perfect. I'll put the lid back on and let it have a water bath for 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes, so now I'll take my lid off. I have a towel in my hand. Get my grabber. Oh, that looks really good. Look at how nice that looks. This is going to be some good papaya jelly. So now I'll place it off to the side and let it rest for 24 hours before I put it in my pantry. Second one. Now I'll put the lid back on. Now to start on my second batch, I have the 5 cups of pureed papaya, 1/4 of a cup of orange juice. I have my burner on medium. I'll place my 1 packet of pectin in. I have my jars getting nice and hot in the microwave. There's the pectin. I have some extra water in case if I need it for my canner. This is full for my lids. The papaya jelly really looks super nice. It smelled good too. I have a little extra that it's not enough to put in a quart jar. I know it's still hot, but I'll just try a little. See how nice that already gelled up? This is good. That's some good jelly. Never had papaya jelly before. It's pretty good. I'm glad my papaya tree grew some pretty big papayas. I have my 5 cups of sugar already ready. I'll restart my microwave. I want the jars nice and hot. So just keep stirring it because you don't want it to burn. And I also scrape the sides. And if you see any foam, you can put in a teaspoon of butter. So far, there's really hardly no foam here. Very little. So this batch I won't put in butter. The butter just helps reduce the foaming. Nothing like making it yourself. It's so good. You can see it all starting to come to a boil. That's good. Now I'll add in my 5 cups of sugar. Keep mixing it because you want the sugar to dissolve. You don't want no clumps. Scrape the sides. Looks good already. So just keep stirring it till it comes to a second rolling boil. When it comes to the second rolling boil, mix it for 1 minute. You can see it's starting to come to a boil, but I need the rolling boil. So now it's at the rolling boil stage, so I'll start my timer for 1 minute. My jar's just finished in the microwave, so they're nice and hot. I place my lids in my pot. "15 more seconds. Alright, time is up. Take the jelly off of the burner. Now I'll get my jars out of the microwave. There's one. The second one. And I do have one small one for the extra. So now I'll fill my jars. The extra jelly that I had in my bowl I put back in here. And then I mixed it around. That's good. No, there's not enough to go in this jar. So now I'll take my towel that I have white vinegar on, and it's just to clean it to make sure I get a good seal. Cleaning around the edges. I'll do the same to this one. Clean the sides. Now I'll go get my lids, place it on top. I have 2 screw caps. Put it on there hand tight. Now I'll put these jars in my canner. Put my jars in. I need to add a little water. Just place a little on top. There you go. Now the top is all covered. Put the lid back on, and this jelly sits in a canner for 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes, so now I'll turn my burner off. I'll take the lid off. I have a towel for the bottom of the jars. Doesn't it look good? So now I'll leave my papaya jelly off to the side for 24 hours before I put them in my pantry. Oh, heard a pop. So it made 4 quart-sized jars. And I have another papaya. I started it in the house. I'll wait till the spring to plant it outside. Well, thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of Cheryls Home Cooking, and watch me make my homemade papaya jelly. Enjoy. I'll see you guys next video. Bye-bye. Well, thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of Cheryls Home Cooking. I'll see you guys next video. Bye-bye.